Hello everybody, Joe Bagadons here. Welcome back to another episode of Full Metal Daemon Muramasa. I meant to record this episode yesterday, so I'm recording it the same day it's going up. No real reason. I just started playing FF14 again, and, it's like, well, guess I'm going to be doing this for the rest of the day. Just leveling up all my crafters. Started the fishing job, so that's sucking away all my time. Fun. It's a real simple little fishing game, but it's fishing in a game, which means I'm gonna sink 500 hours into it. Oh god! But that also means there's probably going to be a delay in the episodes towards the end of the week coming up. Probably. Oh god, when do I want to say? Around like the. Oh god, I've already lost track of time. The end of July, there's probably going to be a gap of a couple days with no videos because I'll have no backlog and I'll be gone. So, and I'm not going to take my laptop and microphone and go record on vacation. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. Sorry to tell you that. But what I will do on vacation is go and enjoy myself and hopefully not die, because tomorrow I have to go into the car shop again to get my wheels realigned after getting that new tire on, because I'm going to be driving like 700 miles and I don't feel like, taking my hand off the wheel at 3 in the morning to kind of like rub my eyes, and all of a sudden my wheels are out of alignment and I'm going careening into like the woods, because it's a long drive for me to get back to my my parents' place, and it's I have to do it. I don't have to do it, but if I want to do it in a realistic time, I pretty much have to do it overnight. I'm going through like every major urban center on the east coast of the United States on my drive home, from like the fucking mid-Atlantic up to like Boston. Like every single one, hit them. Fucking Baltimore, fucking Newark, fucking New York, Hartford, Boston, every single one. And trust me, I've done that drive during the day. It turns what's normally like a 6-hour drive, what should be, like nonstop, no like bathroom breaks, no stopping for food, into like a 9.5-hour drive on a good day. It's not good. So yeah. Don't know why I started ranting about traffic, but here we are. I have my coffee. I just rolled out of bed. It's about 8:40. I'm not sure how accurate the clock on my computer is. It says 8:42, so I'm just gonna trust that. Also, I definitely I don't know if I rolled in my sleep, but I pinched something in my elbow. I must have smacked it. Sleepwalking around or something. Let's see if I can pop it. Oh yeah. I can pop both my elbows. And I've already mentioned like the fucked up tendons in my hand that just let me do this constantly. I'm a real creaky poppy guy. I'm like an old wooden house in the winter that's just like constantly creaking. Anyway, you don't care about how I'm falling apart. The VA is just gonna give me ibuprofen anyway and tell me to suck it up, buttercup. From the Mishi's house's vantage point halfway up the mountain, I look out over the forest below. There's nothing to draw my attention. My naked eye sees only a vast green sea stretching to the horizon. However, ew, gross. Muramasa's tone is somewhat restive. The Thor's time, or just normal dictionary time. What is restive? It sounds like, restrained, kind of like that. Unable to keep still or silent, and becoming increasingly difficult to control, especially because of impatience, dissatisfaction, or boredom. Why you like this, translators? Some translators, they just throw words into their translation that oh, this makes it sound like more, I don't know, more professional, more like oh, it's a good translation because I used a hard word. And it's like, could have. All right, this is getting into the debate of, you know, like one-to-one translation versus localization. Personally, I don't really give a fuck about one-to-one translation, mainly because, you know, I've studied a little bit of Japanese, you know, not much. I've taken, like, literally Japanese 101. But anyway, I know enough that, you know, grammatically, you know, syntax-wise, sentence structure, one-to-one translation, it's basically impossible. You're gonna have to, you know, throw some extra fucking garbage words in there to make it a complete sentence in English. And when you're at it, you know, you can clean it up, make it look good, you know, kind of add your own little spin to it while retaining the same meaning. But from my perspective, my personal belief, language is something used to convey ideas and feelings. And if you're throwing like fucking whack-ass words that no one's ever heard of before in there, you are failing at that job of conveying the idea of what is trying to be, you know, exchanged. Because if the other person doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about, you failed. Just use normal words. That's all I'm saying, man. Oh, I stopped like halfway through that sentence to go on a rant. Perhaps a result of our conversation in the morning, at least I hope it is.
今日中にもか。
そこまで切迫してはいないけれど、明日のうちにはもしかすると。
A frustrated groan escapes my throat. It would seem that I'm even more pressed for time than I initially assumed.
少し様子を見てくる。
あ、
As I watch Muramasa slip into the trees, I consider our options. Hunting the enemy is out of the question. They will have changed location several times by now, and the area is far too large to comb through in the time remaining. We need a plan to lure them into the open. It won't be easy. The enemy certainly intends to stall until Sorimachi Ichizo can have Lieutenant Notori recalled. That is their only hope of victory. As long as the lieutenant is present, the prefect and his men are helpless. If they lay a finger on her, GHQ will come down on them like a thunderbolt. Once she is forced to withdraw, however, the game is theirs. With her departure, the prefect will regain his power, and the village will be unable to defy him. Even if they do succeed in overthrowing him while he's weakened, it will be an act of rebellion against the shogunate. The village will be massacred. My throat's kind of froggy because I just woke up. I can't even speak. Wowie, wowie, wow. If the prefect is killed now, however, then the lieutenant will assume responsibility. The village has only a tiny window in which to ensure its survival. My reasons are different, but I too am racing against the clock. For us, this is our one chance for victory. For the prefect, this is the time to wait. Needless to say, the enemy knows this as well. How can we flush them out?
ミド。これはヤゲン太郎。ミドもな。様子を見ておったのか。
I mean, it's a real misty, you know, valley, which makes you think the humidity is ridiculous.
は。
I'm sweating
炊
just
事の
looking at
煙
it.
でも上がりはせぬかと。そううまくはいくまい。それにそんなものが見えたとしても、西条さんはもぬけの殻であろうさ。まったくもって。剣は家の中か。いえ。五郎と入れ違いで森へ様子見に。そうか。つかぬことを尋ねるが、ミド。
What, you wanna talk about Muramasa? Alright.
はい。あの剣とは血縁して長いのかな？
From the sounds of it, no?
さほどには。今より
Oh,
2
but 2
年前
years,
になり
though.
ます。ほう。まだ2年。では、戦の経験も相応の。
Well, what did Minato say his experience in the army was? He pretty much just held a rifle and he was like a rear echelon troop just fucking bumming around.
どうでしょう。 平穏無事な2年ではありませんでしたから。
場数はいかほどになろうかな。
19回になります。
どこの古参兵だ、なれば。さぞ慌ただしい2年間であったのだろうな。
そうですね。婚姻、矢のごとくに。
Though then again, I'm also, still fuzzy on the timeline of events of how far back, the war ended.
しかし、それだけ走行を重ねているにしては、御堂、なれはあまり剣のことを信頼しておらぬようだな。
What do you mean?
とは、ご趣旨が今一つ把握できません。
Reword that, please.
昨日の話によれば、代官に組みするラッパ者ともう一機の伏兵に不覚を取らされたとか。
はい。
Uh-huh. I gave him a quick overview of the battle before we turned in last night.
触りしか聞いておらんくせにこんなことを言うのもなんだがな。
そうか。
How so?
昨日からナレとあの赤い剣を見ておると、どうもな、どこかうまく噛み合っておらぬ気がするのだ。
Okay, that was just my headphones. All right, I have noise canceling headphones, and I guess I must have, it turned on the noise canceling part when I picked them up, and it just ran out of battery, so it just like turned off all sound. It's like, please recharge headset, and I couldn't hear anything, but now I can hear. Great, fantastic. I would just keep them like plugged in all the time, but then they don't work. Like the noise canceling doesn't work when it's also charging. It's annoying. I should probably get a new set of headphones. These are kind of getting old. Like the like fake leather on the ear pads are starting to like flake off. They're good headphones. They're like Sony like $200 noise canceling ones, but I've had them for like 5 years. And I wear them basically every day. I can see the imprint of my ear on the inside against like the what do you call that? It's not felt, but kind of like that really thin, paper thin layer of foam that's just kind of there to keep the crud out. I can see the outline of my ear shape, like not burned in there. I don't know what it is. It's not quite wear either. It's not gross. It's not like, oh, just flakes dead skin. It's like changed it a different color. I don't know, from like oil, I don't know, off my skin. I'll say that because it makes it sound the least gross, I guess.
そうですか。そうかもしれません。
Old Yagenta is remarkably perceptive. I myself was not aware of our conflict until this very morning.
しかし、ご案じなく。心当たりは確かにありますが、すでに解決を済ませてい
You
ます。
say that, but you're not really much of a people person.
と言うと、
余計な考えを抱いて刃を鈍らせるなと言い含めました。己を道具と自覚しろと。
それでは、
Yeah.
いかぬであろう。
そうでしょうか。
剣は道具。それは事実。しか
It's
し、
lived for 100
心を持
years.
つ道具であることを忘れてはならんのではないか。
関係ありません。
御堂。
心があろうがなかろうが、道具は道具。しては道具を使い、
I
使
can see
うこ
both
とに
sides
よ
of the
る責
argument
任の
here.
一切を負う。いかに使うか考え、決め、行い、結果を受け止める。道具はただ使われるだけです。
Okay, yeah, but this is a very special fancy tool. So it's kind of like a two-man saw, like you're an old lumberjack cutting down a giant tree. You need two people to operate it. One you can kind of you can still do it, but it'll fucking suck, and the saw will bind in the wood, and it'll take way too long, take double the effort. Just let them do their thing, and you can just work in tandem.
どうあってもそうでなくてはならぬのかな。
なりません。
わかった。これ以上は言うまい。
ご忠告には感謝いたします。 礼を失した応答、どうかお許しください。
いや、この G こそ出過ぎたことを申
It's
し
just
た。
what old people do.
口うるさい年寄りの小言と思うて
Unsolicited
聞き
advice.
捨てにしてくれ。
I was about to say unwanted advice, but sometimes it's good advice. So, and I don't want to label all of it as unwanted.
難情をもってその
この先はもう少し有益な話をしよう。ミド、
Yeah, we're gonna stick our
大
sword
官
through his
どもに
chest.
対する良い手立ては何ぞ思いついたかな。
なかなか格別明暗と呼べるものは浮かびません。
そうか。では一つ、ウテの思案を聞いてくれるか。
Sure.
あ、
Roundtable discussion. Let's go.
うん、
Meeting of the
簡
minds.
単に言えばだ。ウテが考えるところ、キャツラを釣れる餌は
What?
一
Just
つ。
just tie fucking Ichijo from a tree? A terrible noise assaults my eardrums when the mayor shows me into the lieutenant's room. I seem to have come at a bad time.
これは港様、ようこそいらっしゃいました。
どうやらお忙しいご様子。出直した方がよくありましょうか。
そのようなことはございません。ささ、どう
Ooh,
ぞ
tea,
こちらへ。
fantastic.
すぐに茶をお入れします。
Still prefer coffee.
村長殿もよろしければご一緒に。
どうかお構いなく。では、
Tea's
失礼して。
good. I like tea. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before. Like, I have a fancy electric kettle that, you know, you can specifically set the temperature for certain kinds of tea. But tea always just tastes to me like, oh yeah, this is like leaf broth water. You can still taste kind of how watery it is. I know, it's a liquid drink, but stay with me here. But coffee, it's kind of more like the coffee flavor, you know, fully encompasses everything. You know, it completely overwrites kind of like the, oh yeah, this is just kind of water kind of taste. It's like, no, this is now entirely coffee. When tea, it's still like, yes, I can taste the tea leaves in this water. That kind of thing. I know I explained that really poorly, but yeah, hopefully you get the gist. I take the offered seat and look around, soon discovering the source of the noise. The lieutenant is facing a large box-like contraption. In her hands is some sort of handset. The machine, a radio, is emitting a sound like sheets of paper being torn up one after another. Static. That's the background radiation of the universe. It's why, like, when you turn on an old analog TV set, you get static. That static is like just, like I said, just the background radiation of the universe being picked up on the antennas. When I train my ears on the noise, however,
港様は英語にはご堪能ですか？
人並みよりも多少という程度でしょう。
oh,
自分の聖地はネーデルランドですので、いささかは。
まあ、それは意外でございました。
that explains why he's so tall. You know, if he has some fucking Dutch in him.
ネオブリテンの血が4分の1ほど流れているだけですし、それに聖地で過ごしたのはほんの数年ですから、そう思われるのもご無理はありません。
Really? I'm New English too, though I think in a New Englander is what it's called in the States, you know, but he's, you know. I just need to see a map. Show me a map of this world and like where where the lines for borders are. Because if Holland is considered an English possession, then that raises an eyebrow.
この会話もほとんど聞き取ることはできませんね。流暢すぎます。断片的に単語を拾う程度が関の山。
Fair. That's the hardest part about doing when I'm doing my Japanese classes is I can do the reading and writing perfectly, but when it comes to, you know, the hearing comprehension part, it's like slow down, say that again. You said it with too much of an accent. You said it with not enough of an accent.
さようでございますか。では、はばかりながら、このさよが通訳など。
は？
正確に報告しろ、大鳥注意。 機関の行動はザラックランドの自責に倣う意味不明ぶりだ。私には到底理解しがたい、納得のいく説明を求める。
I'm not that familiar with my English monarchs, so.
あら、どうしたことでしょう。私はライオンズハートの戦いのように単純明快な振る舞いをしているつもりでしたのに、説明なんて一言で済んでしまいましてよ。言ってみろ。悪代官がいたので退治しました。私はジャパニーズジョークには詳しくないのだがね。まあそれはいけません、コブ電中さ。仮にも民生局の重鎮たるお方として現地の風俗にも詳しくなくては。
I have to take a whole bunch of cultural sensitivity training whenever before we go overseas.
隣の家にサークルができたってね。へい、サークル。さあ、まずこの面白さを理解するところからどうぞ。
I mean, I can see how that's supposed to be a joke, but no humor.
行為はありがたいが、どうやら私には一生かけても無理のようだ。諦めよう。それで私はこのまま永遠と限りある勤務時間を機関一人に提供し続けるの
It's all
か。
like that Kotomi joke in Clan Ad where she points to her elbow and she's like, "It bends here," and that's the entire thing. Though, to be fair, in universe, that is an incomprehensible joke she made. So.
あら、これは私としたことが。お忙しい中佐にお手間を取らせて申し訳ありませんでした。これにて失礼いたします。それではまた。報告を済ませろ。
No, just hang it up halfway.
悪代官が。それはもういい。最初からわかるように話せ。昔々あるところにおじいさんとおばあさんがおりました。おじいさんは山へ芝刈りに、
We
おばあさんは
doing Momotaro
川
now?
へ洗濯に。何の話だ。今回の事件を最初から聞き手が飽きないよう脚色を交えて物語仕立てにしつつお話ししているつもりなのですけれど、この後桃から武者が生まれる超展開へ。 OKOK ノーセンキュー。機関に適切な報告をする能力がないというのであれば仕方ない。
It's faster that
私
way.
の把握している情報のみを頼りに判断を下すとしよう。最初からそうなさっていればよろしいのに、ジェントリーは本当に素敵な方々。ちゃんと無駄な手間を踏んでくださいますもの。ああ、身体的あるいは知的に劣悪なものといえどいといはしない。むしろ保護する。ノブレス・オブリージのうちだ。
How
機関は
magnanimous
感
of
謝
you.
した方がいい。それはもう心から。私より身体的あるいは知的に優秀なお方に感謝を。ところで中佐、重さに耐えかねて壊れた椅子の修理はもう済みまして。作りが雑で壊れた椅子の修理ならな。今は快適にしている。気遣いは不要だ。
Alright,
そ
now
んな
they're
こと
just
よ
in
り
a
機関
slap
の
fight.
話をしようか。あら、何やらこの胸に響いてしまうお言葉。ペニンシュラの一室でも予約してくださったのかしら。あいにくとそこまで手が回らなくてな。映像で我慢していただこうか。
Ooh, kinky.
他でもない中佐のお誘いとあれば。けれど困りました。映像といえば軍務上の失態を犯さなくては入れないと
Yeah, it's
隠
surprisingly
居。
easy to get into.
巡察官任務を果たしているだけの私にその資格がありますかしら。よもや GHQ の方針を理解していないとは言うまい。六原幕府の政治には不干渉。機関の行動はこの方針に対する明
Yeah, but
確な違反だ。
there's steps you gotta follow. First, you start with your verbal reprimand. Then you move on. I mean, your verbal counseling. Then you move on to a letter of reprimand. Then you move on to like administrative paperwork, and then judicial filings.
方針ならもちろん理解していましてよ。大和国民の平安を確保するために幕府を信頼して一切を委ねる。そういう方針でしょう。その方針に異論なんてありませんとも。幕府も人の組織。誤りを犯すこともたまにはあるでしょうけれど、そんな場合のために私たちが監督しているん
Your
です
stance on the
も
matter
の。
is very clear.
この巡察官制度がそう 統治状況を実際に見て回り、もし間違いがあれば正す。なんて素晴らしいんでしょう。私この任務を誇りに思います。中佐、いかがなさいまして？これ以上の会話は無駄のようだ。大鳥注意。機関の巡察任務の中止を命ずる。
Oops.
あらら、それは一体いかなる理由でしょう。説明する義務は私にはない。命令だ、大鳥注意。これより直ちに司令部へ出頭。
Going through a tunnel.
あら、もしもし、
Yep.
もしもし。どうしたのかしら。急に通信状況が悪くなりました。
thunderstorm blowing
中
through.
佐のお言葉がさっぱり聞こえません。
Messing with the comms.
注意。あらあら、大変。どうしましょう。
サヨン、大変。無線が壊れてしまったみたい。
Oh no.
これでは司令部の指示を受け取
How
れま
could this
せ
have
ん。
happened?
なんというアクシデントでございましょう。しかし仕方がございません。ここは非常の措置としてお嬢様ご自身の判断で行動を決められませ。
そうするしかないのかしら。あ、困ったこと。
Guess we have no choice but to just stay here. The lieutenant frowns in consternation as she opens the window to let the smoke from her gun escape the room. Behind her, sparks fly from a hole in the radio that wasn't there moments ago. Simply astounding.
あら、影明様、いらっしゃいまし。
お邪魔しております。
お聞きでしたのなら話は早いです。こういう事情で私はこれから独自の判断で行動することになりました。
Which means we can fuck some shit up, yeah?
具体的には
巡察官は原則として司令部との連絡手段を確保していることが必須です。まずは無線の修復を試み、それが不可能となれば帰投しなくてはなりません。今日一日は無線の修理に費やしましょう。そして明日一日かけて、女は何をするにも準備に時間がいるものですし、それに道にも迷うかもしれませんから。私の報告を受けて後任の巡察官が翌朝出発。昼過ぎには村へ到着して私の取った措置の撤回を宣言します。もっともこれは中佐がのんきだった場合、
Okay.
中佐がすぐにも行動を起こしている場合は、民政局内で私の解任を通し
You'll also
代理を
probably
任命
get
して送り
in a
出す
lot
の
of trouble
で、
when you get back.
1
But
日として明日の夜には後任がつく可能性もあります。
つまり時間の余裕は最大で明後日の昼まで、最小で明日の夜までしかない。それまでに代官を撃つ必要があると。
そういうことです。
I don't know, put like a bomb in his car or something.
それは
難しいことにな
No,
って
well,
ま
I
い
guess
り
he
ま
doesn't
した
really need a
ね。
car because he, you know, as a Tsurugi.
ええ、
了解しました。であれば自分も話を急ぎましょう。
と申されますと？
先ほどヤゲンタ老人より良いお知恵を拝借しました。ついては注意殿、村長殿、
Yeah, how are you gonna
お
lay
二
out this
方のご
trap?
協力を仰ぎたく、こうしてまかり越しました次第。
まあそうでしたの。もちろん協力は惜しみませんとも。
私も無論この村を救っていただけるのであれば。
はい。ではご説明します。
Please do. I would love to hear this plan of yours.
行動を埋め戻す？
はい。
しかし埋めたところで
Well, you at least draw his attention.
代官が権力を取り戻せばまた掘らされるだけなのでは。
The eminently logical concern, and the very same one I myself voiced, I respond as old Yagenta did.
代官はなぜ専門の業者に作業を委託しなかったのでしょうか。
は
その方が掘削ははるかに早く正確に進んだはずです。
Mm-hmm.
にもかかわらず、なぜ代官として村に赴任し村人を徴用するなどという面倒な方法を選んだのでしょう。
それは 業者に頼めば費用がか
Yeah,
さむか
but
らでは
it would be way more efficient, so the cost would be worth it.
あ、
おそらくその通りです。ということは
Oh, my man's broke.
こういうことになります。大官のこの村での行動を見る限り、巨大な財力の支援を受けているようには
Considering
伺いません。
this is a side hustle, you can't really go to the bank and get a loan
無
for
理
it.
な借金を重ねて調達したものなのではありますまいか。
なるほど、見えてまいりましたよ。
掘削作業は予定の工程を終えるまであと少しという進捗状況であったとか。ここで行動を埋め戻してしまえばどうなるでしょう。当然かかる費用は予定の倍。たとえ人件費がほぼゼロであっても相当な額になるはずです。
それだけの資金を
Just go
きっ
broke
と
from
大
bribes.
官は
Alright.
都合できない。
はい。となれば我々が行動で埋め戻し作業を開始した場合、
大官殿は作業を阻止するために現れざるを得ない。
Okay.
お見事な策でございます、港様。
すべてはヤゲン太郎のお考え。自分は伝言役に過ぎません。
いや、それにしてもお嬢様のお考えはいかがでありましょうや。
私も同感です。ヤゲンタ様にはお礼を申し上げなくては。
まことに。それで私どもがすべき協力とは。
村長殿には無論村の方々への行動指示をお願いします。眼見な男性を選ん
So,
で
how are we gonna fill it in? We're
埋め戻
just
し作
gonna
業に
like
当たら
start knocking down the walls and cause like a collapse? We
すぐに
gonna,
も手配を。
plant explosives?
はい。
Some mining
大官
charges?
らが現れたら迷わず逃げるこ
We're
と。
just gonna start shoveling
作
dirt
業
in the
員には
door.
これを徹底させてください。敵襲には自分が即応するようにしますが、間違っても交戦したりとどまったりなどしないよう
Yeah, don't die over
わ
this.
かりました。
私は何を？
砲、爆弾の類をお持ちではないでしょうか。なければその銃でも構いません。
どうお使いになりますの？
地道に手作業で埋め戻すだけでは大官を焦らせることはできません。潜伏中の大官が気
A
づかないと
little
いうのもあ
boom
り
to
得る
catch
こと
his,
です。
catch his attention.
爆音によって大官の注意を引きつけ、我々が行動を爆破しようとしていると教えます。実際には無理でも少なくとも大官がその危惧を抱くようなるだけ派手に。
なるほど、なるほど。飲み込みましてよ。
I mean, we could
お
at
任せ
least
くだ
like,
さ
you
いま
know,
せ。
a bullet might not be enough, but if you take all the gunpowder out of like all of them and kind of make like a little pipe bomb, throw it in there. More like a,
これ
you know,
で
a firecracker.
これでやっと。
はい、村長殿、これでも
No, it'll reverberate good in the mine shaft. One problem remains. I finished silently. Yeah. How do I defeat that shinogi? By late next morning, some 20-odd young villagers made good progress filling in the mine. While it's only supposed to be a bluff, several of the support tunnels have actually been collapsed. The prefect must be aware of what's happening by now.
それでは、影明様。
はい。大変お世話になりました。大鳥注意。
I exchanged bows with the GHQ pair as they finished preparing to leave. The two will now return to base by the longest, most roundabout route possible in one final act of support. The lieutenant giggles at my response.
何をおっしゃいますやら。お世話になったのは私です。気球を救われ、
Yeah,
お
but
仕
you
事も
lent
手
us some
伝っていただい
explosives,
て。
so thanks.
それはこちらとて同じこと。注意殿がおられなければ、この村ではさぞ難儀を重ねたことでしょう。
I'm not just being polite. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the truth.
お嬢様、港様、どうか締めっぽい別れの口上はおやめなさいませ。さよが思いますに、
Well,
ま
yeah,
た近いうち
she's
再
in the
会する
affection
こと
chart.
が
Of
ご
course,
ざい
we're
ま
gonna
す
meet her
よ。
again.
あら、 バーヤもそう思うの？実は私もそう。なぜか影明
depends. I don't
様
know
と
how
は
long
こ
this
れっ
game
きりの
is.
縁という気がいたしませんの。
は、そのようにお
I'm
思い
actually
いただ
curious.
け
What
る
does
のは光栄
VNDB
です。
say for the length? I know there's isn't like definitive. It's just kind of like 20-hour blocks. VNDB Muramasa. Not Muramase. Very long. 70 hours, 46 minutes. Off of 308 votes. So, we're gonna be here for a hot while. Also, that length is gonna be extremely inflated because of things like this, where I stop to just ramble incoherently. And also, it just takes longer for me to, read the filler text, the narration text, than it is for someone to just skim over it.
ですから影明様。
はい。ご縁がありましたら。
And I try to let the entire voice lines play out. I was gonna say that last, when she was talking, but then again, I just stepped over her and skipped past it. I try not to do that, but I know a lot of people when they play, they just kind of skim read and then just next.
港様、どうかご武運を。
ありがとうございます。侍従殿もご双剣であられますよ。
The two set off, their gait crisp and dignified. Old Yugenta appears moments later.
言ったか。
He says softly, watching the two women recede into the distance.
さて、あとは天運次第。新たな巡察官が来るのが先か、大官の忍耐が切れるのが先か。
I don't know, that guy didn't really sound like much of a go-getter, so we probably got some time.
いかにも長坂大官の気の短さが勝負の鍵となります。
ならば分は悪くないな。あやつめの木はせいぜいがウサギの尻尾ほどの長さよ。
加えて大鳥注意の上官の木が蛇の体長ほどもあり、注意の期間を辛抱強く待ってくれていれば
Just gotta
成
keep your
功
fingers
は
crossed,
ま
knock
ず
some
確約さ
wood.
れていると言えるのですが。
そこまでは期待できんかな。しかし何にしろ今日中には必ず何らかの動きがあろうよ。
じっちゃまー、お武家様
What's up? A voice calls to us from atop the narrow mountain road. We look to see a small shape trotting towards us, an even smaller shape following close behind.
どうした？ここにはあまり近づくなと言うておいたに。
Yeah, kids aren't allowed in the mines. I know you yearn for it, but kind of have explosives at the moment.
ごめんなさい。でも二人とも昨日からここに詰めっきりでしょ。朝ごはん食べてないんじゃないかと思って。
I haven't had breakfast yet.
持ってきた。
Probably gonna order something. I don't feel like cooking today. But that's mostly every days because I have severe depression and I don't like doing anything. Little Funa proudly presents the parcel cradled in her arms. They really went to the trouble?
お武家様、ご迷惑でしたか？
ありがとうございます。ちょうど空腹を覚えていました。
The real question, though, is what it is.
そうだな。腹が減っては戦もできんわ。
Quite literally,
いただい
for
ておく
Minato,
とし
he
よ
will
うか。
die if he fights on an empty stomach.
こら、ふな。じゃあ、どうぞ。おにぎりしかありませんけど。
Oh, that's fine.
こっちはお茶
Get
で
some
す。
carbs.
これは
Does it got a
行き届
filling?
いたこと。フキさんは良い花嫁になられます。
あまりおだてるなよ、ミド。ならもらってくれなどと言い出しかねんぞ。
I mean, she is cute, but she's not on the affection chart, which means I'm not going to get too attached because she just might die. Same for all of you.
じっちゃまー。
Old Yugenta chuckles merrily as his granddaughter turns beet red. Surrounded by this happy family, I feel in danger forgetting who I am and why I'm here. Still blushing, Fuki unwraps the parcel of food and offers it to me, and while refusing to look me in the eye. Oh, the contents are unexpectedly diverse. About half the onigiri are small and nicely shaped, while the other half make up for in size what they lack in beauty. For some reason, I feel the two girls' eyes boring into my skull. So, which should I pick first? Doesn't really matter. But we'll drop a save anyway. Yeah, save. And then lock it. Thank you. That's a tough one. Well, we'll go for the large one. The onigiri I choose is hardly recognizable as such. It is simply a giant ball of rice, more lumpy than spherical, with large grains of salt visible here and there. It begins to crumble at my touch, suggesting not enough strength was put into the packing. However, I do not doubt that it was made with sincere effort. Holding it with both hands, I take a large bite.
おいしい。良い握り飯です。
Purely a calculated decision, because if it is larger, it has more calories, which I need to fight, so... Funa leaps up and throws her arms around my neck. I stagger slightly under the unexpected weight.
そうでしたか。ありがとうございます。
もっと食べて。
はい、いただきます。
And for a few fleeting moments, my heart is at ease. I don't know what that means. Is that... I'm scared.
ミド。
村正。
I am sipping my tea when Muramasa contacts me. Our impromptu meal is over, and the girls have gone home.
返事か。
怪しい男を発見。足音を立てずにこっち。
承知。
I stand and glance at Yagenta. He nods in reply, appearing to grasp my intent. I follow the invisible link between me and Muramasa. It leads me down a narrow mountain trail and into the woods. It is not long before I reach Muramasa, hidden behind a tree, and spot the person in question.
あれか。
ええ。それと、もう一つ。
The man has his back to us and appears to be writing something. He finishes momentarily, then raises the sheet of paper towards a nearby tree. A long arm reaches down from the branches and takes the message. I trace it back into the leaves, and there see a metal ape.
合算13味。
猿だけになかなか大した音響能力よ。私もすぐには気づかなかった。け
Monkey.
ど、あの男はガスさんのしてじゃない。
あ、あれはおそらく。
Gassan takes off towards the deep forest, bounding from tree to tree. After putting away his writing implements, the man crouches and begins to retie his shoelaces. So, this man is the prefect's advanced scout, with Gassan as the message runner. In which case...
どうする？ガスさんの後をつけてみる。
気づかれずに追跡することは可能か。
当然と言えないのは悔しいけれど、この森は完全に向こうの庭。
Fair.
ただ追うだけでも
He's
難
already
しいで
off.
しょ
It's gonna be tricky.
う。隠密林にというのはどう？
無理、無茶、無謀か。
Yes, there's a chance Gassan could lead us to the prefect and solve all our problems. But if we are detected, it will attempt to shake us. Even if we can maintain pursuit, Gassan will never return to its master with us on its tail. It will simply take us on a wild goose chase and we'll have wasted precious time.
いっそここでガスさんを仕留める。
あれに追いつくのがまず問題。そして守備よく行ったとしても、大官らが警戒して一層深く潜んでしまうようなことになれば。
Can we at least kill this guy?
いいところだ。
そ
At
うね。
least beat him up?
ごめんなさい。つまらないことを言った。
I pretend not to notice the bite in Muramasa's voice.
欲はかくまい。 あれが行動の様子を大官に伝えてくれるのなら、それはこちらの予定通りだ。このまま見送るだけで十分。手出しは無用。
ええ。
You know, as I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, I know what I need. I need to get like a heater on my desk for me to put like a hot plate, but not like an actual like cooking hot plate, just something to keep my pot of coffee warm. Because what? We're 45 minutes in. I made this like 20 minutes before I started recording. It's at like room temperature. It's chilled now. But I like my coffee hot. I scan the area, looking for anything that can impede my footing. But then again, I don't trust myself to have that on my desk. I would not be paying attention and just slam my hand down on it and like fucking sizzle my skin. The distance is about 10 meters. A little farther than I would like. But if I can approach just a few paces without being noticed, I will be in the perfect position for a surprise attack. The man is still tying his shoelaces. A cane, likely his weapon, lies on the ground beside him, harmless for the moment. I couldn't ask for a better chance. Let's beat up this old man.
村正、太刀を送れ。
了解。
Two of Muramasa's fangs vanish. At the same time, a familiar weight appears in my right hand. Taking care not to make a sound, I raise the blade above my shoulder and take the first step towards the enemy. Then the second step, the third, the fourth. I lunge, striking the enemy's shoulder with the flat of my... What?
見ろ。
大事なし。かすり傷だ。
The counterattack only brushed my thigh. However...
勘弁してくださいよ。あんたいつの間に。
So, my enemy blinks in surprise. I recognize his face, though this is only our third meeting. No, fourth? But there's a more pressing concern. Did this man just roll out from under my attack, draw his sword and strike, all at the same time?
気づかれていたの？
いや。
I glance at the man's feet. His right shoe is still untied. Didn't know I was there. I took him completely by surprise. And yet, the speed of his reaction.
こういう芸のできる人間は他に一人しか知らない。あれは確か3年前だったか。
Huh? Okay.
俺の妹が同じようなことをやってみせた。
I guess my man here is really leveled adaptability and has a lot of iframes on his rolls.
お前で2人目だ。乃木山組の反町一蔵。
Man, Dark Souls 2 sucks. It's an okay game, but man, I do not like the mechanics in it. The gangly Yakuza responds with a chilly smile.
覚えていただいてたんで。そいつは光栄です。警察の旦那。
たまたまだ。別段覚えようと思って覚えたわけでもない。だが、今後当分は忘れないだろう。
Surimachi inches backwards, trying to gain distance. I advance to maintain the range. I have no intention of letting him escape, but rushing in will only open me to a counterattack.
随分と世話になったことでもある。
さて、私が旦那にそれほど大したことをいたしましたかね。
おととい、空から叩き落としてもらったばかりだ。あいにくと地獄の底までは落ちきれず、かように健在だが。
お気づきでしたか。
無論のこと。その声を聞き違えるのは難しい。
It's highly recognizable.
よく言われます。
You know, you'd make a really good, prolific voice actor. The stalemate continues. The range between us neither opens nor closing. However, the odds favor me. This man's swordsmanship clearly surpasses mine. May even be on par with Hikaru's. I have no confidence that I can defeat him on equal terms. We are not, however, on equal terms. With one shoe still untied, Surimachi will have difficulty securing footing, and as such will be unable to fight to the full extent of his ability. Sooner or later, the balance will tip in my favor. Should he wish to avoid that, he will attempt to initiate Musha combat as soon as possible. I see no Tsurugi or Tsurugi case nearby, but Was that sound I hear faintly above? The commotion at the mine? An idling engine?
困っちまいましたね。ここまでやるほどの義理はないんですよ、私は。玉かけての切った張ったご勘弁願いたいところでし
Yeah,
て。
can't we just talk this out?
こちらの事情は別。かっこ撃破の機会は逃せない。命までは無用。だが、
Oof.
手足を一本封じておきたい。
でしょうね。見逃してくれってのはちょっと虫が良すぎますか。
Yeah,
剣を使うか。
kinda got some,
そ
some
うしたら
business
旦
set
那
up.
はどうなさる。
俺も剣を使い。
あは村正ですか。
Did Fuma tell him of my Tsurugi? I've never spoken the name in his presence.
しかしね、そいつはいけねえでしょ。
Just play mind games with you, bud.
大大君は私を偵察によこしはしましたがね、確認みたいなもんで、あんた方が行動を埋めつぶそうとしてるってことにゃもうお気づきですよ。そこで轟音立てて私と旦那が派手に空でやり合い始めたらどうなります。私の火星に来る？まさかね。大官殿はもちろん山の作業を潰しに行きますよ。そしたらどなたが大官殿と小太郎じいさんの相手
Ooh,
をする
you're
んで
fucking slimy, huh? Real fucking wriggly. What guile? His tongue is as sharp as a sword. His analysis of the situation is flawless. Should we engage in aerial combat, the risk is extremely high that it will play out exactly as he says. And despite knowing that, to not immediately armor up and attempt to flee, which could only mean that he considered the possibility that I would attempt to defeat him first before returning to defend the mine. Foolish though that course would be. I saw it only for a brief instant before he struck me down. I believe that his Tsurugi was a military issue Kazuuchi. He knows that it is unlikely he'll be able to shake my pursuit. I'm indeed confident that I could defeat him in the air. However, I cannot risk leaving the mine undefended. Busha combat is out of the question. With only his words, this man has denied me my strongest weapon, and yet he does not allow this fact to erode his caution. He has clearly navigated more than his fair share of trouble.
イーサイ、指摘の通り。だが、ならばこのまま決着をつけるまで。
そいつも
Sir Machi's right foot moves. His loose shoe is going to
お許しください。
Joestar family's secret technique. Spit? The shoe was just a feint. I managed to twist my head and avoid catching in the eye, but in the half second of immobility is all he needs to take off running.
味だ。
ごめんなすって。
I give chase. My legs are longer, so at this short distance I shouldn't need more than 5 seconds to catch him. But before those 5 seconds are up, he reaches his goal. A mono bike hit him between two trees.
剣だ。
It's a Type 90, the Army's version of the Navy's Type 88. Because of its versatility, the Type 90 is still widely used today. The monobike is its unequipped form, chosen for ease of transportation. So that's where the engine sound was coming from. Tsurumachi springs into the seat and hits the accelerator. The idling bike shoots into the trees. He's heading for the road. Now he's gone.
却下。
The Tsurugi flight can outstrip any land vehicle's speed with ease, but the monobike's greater maneuverability will grant it the advantage on these winding roads. Moreover, he might armor in response, which would infight exactly the situation we're trying to avoid.
いいな。
At first glance, Tsurumachi's plan would appear to have succeeded, leaving us with no choice but to watch as he vanishes into the distance. However, there's still...
村正、このまま追うぞ。
Just on foot, we're gonna book it? Tsurumachi looks over his shoulder, perhaps sensing something behind him. I can see his face contorts as he realizes what it is. A crimson spider darts from tree to tree, maintaining a distance of roughly 20 meters to Tsurumachi's rear. Gasan isn't the only Tsurugi capable of bounding through the forest. In spider form, Muramasa gives any monkey a run for its money.
速度を上げる。振り落とされないで。
承知。
Oh, that's probably a rough ride, though. I put more strength in my grip, securing myself to Muramasa's back. Our method of pursuit does not permit us for a stable field of vision, but then the same could be said about standard Tsurugi flight. With my target in sight, I raise my sword and prepare to strike. Tsurumachi returns his eyes to the road. But before he does, I see a flash of indecision cross his face. My guess, he was considering whether to equip his Tsurugi. He chooses not to, likely concluding that it would present too great an opening with us already at his back. Instead, he opens his throttle and makes a break for it. Exactly what I wanted. The right curve flattens out into a short straightaway. Here, the bike has the advantage. The distance gradually opens. Soon, however, comes another long curve. The bike loses speed, and the spider closes in. But before it can get within reach, another straight. It pulls away into the straights. We close in the curves. The range shrinks and grows, but always hovers near 20 meters.
拉致が開かない。
今から開ける。村正、糸を飛ばせ。槍と箸、同時にだ。
了解。
Muramasa's steel threads streak towards their target like glittering arrows, far faster than the monobike ahead. In the blink of an eye, they fall upon Tsurumachi from behind. However, Tsurumachi is no common man. That blink of an eye is all he needs to turn and assess the threat. The blade of his cane leaps from its sheath and carves a shimmering pattern in the air. In a flash, every thread is cut from the sky. Such swordplay can only be described as demonic. To defend effortlessly against an attack from behind while maintaining control of a speeding bike, an impossible feat. However, I've already recognized this man as a being in Hikari's league. The impossible is exactly what I expected. At my signal, Muramasa sucks in her threads. Not those launched at Tsurumachi, but those tied around the trees up ahead. The man's sickly parlor turns even more pale. A moment later, his face leaps into point-blank range. Or rather, it is he It is we who go to meet it. Using the leading threads to tow ourselves in, we bound forward in one great burst of speed, more than enough to catch up to the bike. But Tsurumachi Ichizo remains unyielding. His trick sword lashes out towards my neck. The speed and precision of his slash are masterful, but not enough this time to overcome the disadvantage of being attacked from behind. My strike knocks the sword aside, taking body and bike with it. I bear down, forcing him off balance. The vehicle flips, and with Tsurumachi still on it, careens over the edge of the road. My back!
強い。
川へ落ちたみたい。悪運の強い男ね。
I bring Muramasa to a stop and peer over the edge. Below, I see Tsurumachi lying partially submerged in a small mountain river. His mountain is nowhere to be seen, but there are signs that it slid farther downhill. Tsurumachi does not look seriously injured, a minor miracle considering the height which he fell. The water must have dampened the impact somewhat. I'm inclined to agree with Muramasa's assessment of his luck. He appears unconscious, though by training my eyes, I can see that the fingers of his right hand are moving, scrabbling vainly in the mud for something, presumably his cane sword, which is stuck in a tree several meters away.
どうするの？
命に別状はなさそうか。
ええ。あのままうっかりと寝返りを打って溺死したりしない限りは平気でしょ。骨折もしていないようだけど、予告通り
Just
手足を
turn
何
into a
本かもら
nugget.
っていく？
いや、いい。 あの様子なら打撲で数日は動けまい。無力化には成功したと言っていいだろう。これ以上は不要。
それもそうね。
行動へ戻るぞ。あまり長い間留守にしていたくない。
ええ。
Sounds good to me. Probably gonna regret not killing him later, but eh. I look up at the sky. It's nearly noon.
こらフナ、待ちなさい。こっち。
I'm sure nothing bad will happen to these children whatsoever.
こっちじゃないの。じっちゃまが言ってたでしょ。今お山は危ないんだから寄り道しないで帰らないと。すごい音聞こえた。それが危ないことかもしれないんだってば。もうねえらの言うこと聞きなさい。
Yeah, don't go investigating strange explosions in the woods.
ミッケじゃなくて。人間、男。大変。どうしよう、どうしよう。大丈夫ですか？
You should probably just leave him.
生きてる？ふな、やめなさい。
And you guys just keep finding like beat up dudes in the woods, huh?
起きた。どうしよう。とりあえず
he's
川
fine.
から出してあげた方がいいのかな。おいちゃん、どうした？おいちゃん、
I must have hit his head.
大丈夫ですか？
いや何大したこっちゃありませんよ。
そう言われても相当偉いことになってるような。
私はしがないチンピラの小悪党でしたね。
Okay.
はあ、チンピラ
Yep.
悪者？
だもんで善玉の野郎に退治されちまったんでさ。
Yeah, it was real dramatic, like.
そりゃね、世の中こうでなきゃ。
Alright, so you're really into playing the heel, huh?
でないと
I can respect that.
どっちも張り合いってもんがないじゃありませんか。
寝た？なんだか
You
よ
can
く
though.
わから
You
な
can
い
just
け
leave
ど
him right there in the river.
放ってはおけない
In
わ
fact, roll him over so he's face down in the water.
ふな、手伝って。はーい。
Twilight has come, and the mountain is still quiet, much to my dismay.
遅い。石膏の反町一蔵を制圧したことが裏目に出たのかもしれません。
The enemy is 3 Musha. We have 1. I thought it necessary to reduce their numbers, but if in doing so, I put them further on the defensive, then the plan may be doomed to failure. Perhaps I should have let Sorimachi go, as I did Gasan, and accepted the risk of possibly facing 3 enemies simultaneously. In my zeal to secure a tactical advantage, I may have lost sight of the greater strategy. This is foolish, I berate myself. Nothing will come of worrying over what I cannot change.
多少慎重になったのは事実であろうがな。その程度のことで穴熊を決め込んでしまうほどあの男は
Yeah, the
まだ
man's clearly
枯れておらんよ。
unstable. He's gonna you know crack eventually.
あやつは行動を諦められん。故に来る。これは間違いない。はい。
The bait is too juicy.
しかし問題は時間です。
In the worst case scenario, Lieutenant Otori's replacement could arrive this very night to undo all of her work. Even if that happens, I'll still have no choice but to slay the prefect. For the village, however, the meaning of that act will change dramatically. I was seen entering the mayor's house, and am known to have stayed with the Amishi on the mountain. Okahara may well look at these truths and judge the entire village responsible for the death of their officer. That would be catastrophic. In order to avoid destroying the entire village for the sake of my personal quest, I must finish this while I can still claim that they were following GHQ orders. Time is running out.
もう少し派手に誘いをかけましょう。この際です。本当に行動を潰しかねないほどの爆破を。
いや、ゴロ、どうやらその儀は無用の様子。やつめ、ようやく堪忍袋の尾を切ったわ。
A thunderous roar peals across the amber sky, and from the horizon comes a steel warrior trailing a plume of smoke. It dances amongst the clouds, playful, mocking, taunting, its jittering motions like the scrawling of a child's brush. Amusha has come, but only one. As instructed, the villagers working at the mine drop everything and scatter. After a glance to make sure they've all fled, I look again to the airborne Tsurugi, straining my eyes to make out its form.
俺は合算風魔小太郎。
ほう、あれが。なるほど。
Monkey.
まさに。しかし、大官が。
I don't see him. Kasan is alone in the sky. Though the prefect's damaged wings are likely also a factor, this is obviously a diversion. If I go after Kasan, the prefect will attack the mine in my absence.
構わぬ。行け、御堂。
いや、ヤゲン太郎。
慣れの留守を大官が襲う。分かっておる。
Alrighty.
無謀です。武者に常人が挑むなど。
無謀は無謀だがな。なんとかなろうさ。向こうは翼を失った武者。こちらはこちらで少々の手妻がある。そう悪い勝負でもない。
ご老人、死ぬおつもりか。
I don't think so.
いやいや、孫どもも幼い。まだ死ねぬよ。
He just really knows how to get his goat.
撃ては守るべき者のために戦う。
Just fucking lead him by the nose.
そういう者は死んではならんことを知っている。死んで守れるものなどないからな。ここは冗談だ。笑ってくれてよいぞ。
ははははは。
ゆかれよ。出陣の花向けに一言送るなら、御堂。誰の剣は紛れもなく天下至強。
You just need to unlock its true potential.
良きにしろ悪しきにしろ、その力は絶強。何者にも劣るを知らぬ。されば御堂。なれはその司教をひとえに信じよ。なれらの前に立ちふさがる者、あまねくすべてに。は、御堂。酒はいけるかな。
I don't really see him as a drinker.
それは一応。
Like water?
人並み程度には。
では、今宵は一献組み交わそう。思えば、御堂と出会ってからは世話しないこと続きで、そんな暇もなかったが。
Cool. Great job throwing up death flags. Hello, anti-malware. I know I need to update you.
年寄りにとって、若い者との酒は何よりの
Hello,
薬
AMD software.
だ
Fuck
と
off.
いうに、うちの孫は二人とも娘。しかもまだ子供とあってはどうにもならぬ。得難い機会よ。御堂、
Boozed it up.
付き合ってもらえぬか。
御意に。では、今宵。
So don't go and die, old man.
村正。
御堂、
機体状況を送れ。
Muramasa's ass looks like a cement mixer.
了解。
Armor, 44 out of 52. Power, 41 out of 52. Thrust, 38 out of 52. Maximum speed, 34 out of 52. Electromagnetic distortion, disabled. Imperial Edict, limited prohibition. Electromagnetic corruption, disabled. Imperial Edict, absolute prohibition. Chant, enable. Railgun, enabled.
戦闘に一切の支障なし。
Man, you still got your limiters on?
承知。もい。
Tonight, you said. But Elder, tonight. When I visit you tonight. Yep, I'll kill you!
もうよかろうよ。それとも、うてにさえも臆したか。
抜かせ。あの小尺な若造を避けたのは事実。復旧を遂げるまでは何を言われようと構わんが、貴様などに怯えねばならぬ理由が一体どこにある。
What's your play
あまり
here?
笑かしてくれるなよ、ヤゲンタ。
それは上々。ようやく決着をつけられるというものだ。
こちらのセリフを奪うでないわ。今更になって腹を決めたたわけがこうたんぶるのもほどほどにしておけ。
Yeah, honestly, this is kind of
俺ま
ridiculous.
で道化芝居の役者になる。
道化よ、右京。誰もうてもな。道化以外の何だという。50の坂を下りながら、かくもろくでもなき理由で切り結ぼうとする我らが、およそ人並みの知恵があればなされぬ諸行であろうよ。これは出来の悪い滑稽
But you're gonna go through with it
人の
nonetheless.
失笑を買う種以外の何者でもない。
違うとは言わんがな。我らの生をここまでくだらぬ芝居に仕立てたのは貴様の兄弟よ。30年。貴様がくれたこの年月、ヘドのような30年だったわ。何を得ても何を奪っても心が満ちぬ。
Get over it.
それが代わりでしかないからだ。ただ閉じた輪の中を回るようなくだらぬ時間であった。
そうか。やはり慣れはそういう男よ。右京、いくら歳月が流れようと変わるわけがない。慣れにとっては決着がつかぬ限り何事も決して終わらんのだからな。
I mean, not a particularly bad trait. It's just that, you know, he's a little fucky wucky.
そこを
His
うて
brain's
も
pudding.
一姫も見誤った。時の癒しは誰にも平等と思い込んだ。慣れの上にもいずれと一言だけを浴びておく。すまなかった右京。
今さら俺がそんな言葉を欲しがると思うのか。
思わぬよ。
Mm-hmm.
慣れには長老としか聞こえまい。だがこれもけじめというもの。
I'll correct them by killing you here.
慣れを終わらせてやろうぞ右京。30年分の負債、今ここで清算する。
言いよったわ、老輩が。貴様一
God,
人
you're
で
so
俺を
dramatic.
終わらせる。
Why can't you just be like a normal old person?
今となって
You
は
just
貴
be
様
like,
を
I don't
殺
know,
し、
racist to the
お
neighborhood
山
kids
の
or
神
something.
を殺し、一姫を奪わぬ限り何も終わらぬ。貴様など
Well, then again, this is Japan. There's
そ
like no
の
one to
最
be
初の
racist
踏
to.
み台に過ぎ、叩き潰して打ち捨てる。
Be
勝
classist
手
or
に
something.
土
I
へ
don't know.
帰るがいい。あっこいちゅまたその棒切れか。何のまじないかは知らぬが
I mean, I don't know what he's
そ
holding.
んなもので
because
俺にどう
it's
抗
not
う
illustrated,
という。
こうするのよ。世に鬼あれば鬼を断つ。 世に悪あれば悪を断つ。剣の断り、ここにあり。
Okay. Same incantation as Muramasa?
右京、これが何かわかるか？
剣か。
Just the gauntlet, though?
しかり。我らが行動を掘り始めるとき、守り石を砕き、中の神宝を奪ったであろう。これはその断片よ。
ほう。するとそれは曲がりなりにも天下一名物ということか。
I don't know what that means.
あの剣、脳にも扱えぬので反町に渡してしまったが、欲しいことをしたな。貴様が使えると知っておればくれてやったものを、いささか面白くなったであろうに。
おごっておれよ、右京。片輪の武者ごとき、この小太刀一つで釣りが来る。
Just stab him real
随
good.
分と安く見積もられたものだ。釣りをもらうのはこちらよ。やげんた。
It's like when you're playing Morrowind and you're about to fight Dagoth but all you do is you put on the dagger and you drink like 10 gallons of like fucking Sejuma or whatever the liquor is that boosts your strength in that game, and then you just run up and you fucking stab him once and he falls over dead.
すぐに知れる。参れ、右京。
Just the scuttling sound of Marwyn footsteps.
これどうした村正よ。めった打ちのやられっぱなしではないか。それでも天下の陽光か。草葉の陰で先祖の霊が泣いておろうぞ。
Well, at least we have full energy this time around.
少しは打ち返してくれればこちらも気分が悪い。剣を打ち交わすからこそ太刀打ちと申す。
Yep, very unfortunate.
こう一方的ではのう。立ち打ちではないか。いや、困ったの、困ったの。
His mockery echoes across the crimson sky, and we are powerless to stop it. The moment we engage the enemy, he vanishes from sight and radar once again. As before, we have no choice but to weather his assault. There's nothing we can do. Without eyes and ears, we are utterly helpless. Unless we can defeat his Kirigakure, we'll be trapped in this labyrinth forever.
一体どういうことなの？姿を消し、段差を撹乱するしのぎ。そこまでは100歩譲って認めてもいい。けれどそれをこんなにも長時間維持し
You
続
say
けるな
that,
んて。
but we already know he's using cheat powers.
その熱量はどこから調達してるの？食事しながら戦ってるとでも言うわけ？
それはないと思うが、消化に悪そうだ。
Yeah, it won't stay down good, especially while flying.
そうね。じゃあきっと心臓が2つあるんでしょうよ。
落ち着け、村正。
I try to pacify my irate Tsurugi, though I doubt it'll have much effect. Unlike most Tsurugi, which are forged purely as weapons of war, Muramasa bears a distinct purpose: to destroy her predecessor. As a result, she is sometimes far more emotional than Tsurugi are wont to be. Still, a Tsurugi is a Tsurugi. Muramasa's systems have not faltered once during this fight, which suggests that she is not as distressed as her words would indicate. There's no need to worry about her losing control. The real problem is how to overturn this crushing disadvantage.
そんなものか、そんなものかいの、村正よ。
背面鋼鉄に損傷。このどうしろってのよ。
落ち着け。
You're being hysterical. I repeat, despite knowing there's no need. The words are meant for myself. When trapped in a seemingly irrational situation, there was always some loose thread waiting for a tug. There has to be some trick, some sleight of hand, to make the impossible possible. I must locate the missing piece of the puzzle in order to break the spell. If I cannot, then both Muramasa and I will end up scattered across the sky. The Dragoon assumes the right Jodan, basic stance of Musha combat. In response, the Emishi raises his Kodachi to Chudan, the middle hold, as though preparing to meet his foe's mighty blade. The standard application of the Kodachi is to attack after answering the enemy's strike, strategy necessitated by the weapon's inferior reach. However, the Genta has ignored this principle. His blade is a little too low, his weight a little too far forward to present an effective defense. His intent is obvious, to attack. When facing a much longer weapon, to abandon defense is reckless in the extreme. Masters of the Kodachi are able to get inside their opponent's range without taking an attack, but even then, only after laying the foundation to conceal their intent. And obviously, offensive posture's out of the question. What plan is Yagenta trying to... What plan is Yagenta hiding behind this insanity? None whatsoever. Has he reached the supreme state of emptiness? No. This is the supreme state of foolishness. The Dragoon before him is ruled by a single desire. A foolish dream that compels him to crush everything in his path. Will clever techniques serve any purpose faced with such a foe? No. The single-minded passion of this Musho will obliterate any rational defense. And so, Yagenta chooses the only path open to him, to give himself to madness and defeat Ukyo on his own terms. He too has a foolish dream, an absurd notion that he must stop this man himself. He could just as easily run, leave Yuko for someone else to slay. No one would blame him. But it is not, choosing instead to shoulder a burden that he was never obliged to bear. It is a trifling obsession that leads him to do so, the remnant of some long-lost time and place whose only inhabitants are himself, the man before him, and the woman whose love both failed to claim. The woman is gone now. Falls to him, therefore, to write the final page. For there were only ever 3 characters in their story, and none but they can end it. Folly. Utter folly. With folly in his heart, the Emishi goes to battle. With folly in his heart, the Dragoon goes to battle. Their dreams are nonsense, the stuff of rank comedy, yet worth every fiber of their body and soul. Their blades quiver with the power of it. Now is the time. Now, the old men go to battle. And this is where the drums come in. Dotard? Is that like a mixture of dullard and retard? Hello? Dotard. An old person, especially one who has become physically weak or whose mental faculties have declined.
このバカタレめ
At least that's a normal insult.
Ukyo, 生きておるか なめるな
Sounds like it's still hurt though.
程度でこの俺が呆れたしぶとさよ腹を抜かれてその元気か楽にしてくれよいらねえ
Just want to bleed out on the ground?
右京負けぬ負けぬぞ山を掘るのだ神などいないと
But why?
ただの安っぽい石ころに過ぎぬとそうして手に入れる
Why don't you just go to therapy?
あいつを一姫を手に入れるのだ
うてが送ってやろうぞ右京。なれを一姫のもとに。
Yeah, so let's need to sew you back together when you get there.
やげんた。
さらば
やげんた。
ヤゲンタじいさん。あれ、
Uh,
ここ
you just
どこ
stumble
だ
into a battle of life and death?
一条のお嬢、どうしてここに？
いや、帰る前にあんたに挨拶しとこうと思って、和尚に山に住んでるって聞
You're
いて
really
きた
that
んだ
bad
け
with
ど、
directions?
どこをどう間違ったんだか、気がついたら林の中に入っちまってて。あ、いや、別に方向音痴じゃないから
You
な。
must have some sort of
た
like
だちょっ
inner
と
ear
森
injury
の散策
that
も
causes you
不
to
流か
walk
な
in circles.
とか思って適当に歩いてたからこうなっただけで。
一姫。
There, he's distracted. Stab him in the neck.
あ？って昨日の病の野郎、てめえもいたのか？あ？する気？
一姫。
いかん、ジョー、逃げよ。
I don't like this music. The last time this music was up, bad things happened.
お前を俺のこの手に。俺の一姫。
He's pulling his cock out.
嫌だっつってんだろうが、アホ！
右京！
Oh, seizure. An explosion rings out. For an instant, I think we've taken another attack. But there's no impact to accompany the sound. It came from elsewhere.
村正、今のは何だ？
山の方角よ。爆発じゃない。何か激しいぶつかり合いが。武者の太刀打ちのような何かが。
大官とヤゲン太郎か。
I direct my gaze towards the mountain, but can't make out anything from here. The prefect Tsurugi may be damaged, but Yugenta is unarmored. Whatever his plan, a prolonged battle is unthinkable. The attack we just heard likely settled things. If Yugenta has won, then all is well. But if he has not, then I must return to the mine with all haste. Not that Gassan is likely to let me go.
ミド、たもとから犬の神。
ガッサン。
Gassan Jusanmi is there, sitting in Muramasa's targeting reticle like it never vanished. Why has it suddenly appeared?
つまらぬ、つまらぬな。こんなことをしていても気が腐るばかりよ。しようがない。そろそろその首いただくとしようかの。
いかにしてだ。
Has he shown himself to prepare for some new attack?
この後に及んで強なりよる。
No,
それとも
not really.
何かな。この合算に一刀打ち込む方策、ようよう見つけ出したとでも言う。
見えているぞ。風魔小太郎。
What? For the first time, I hear genuine surprise in the villain's voice. What's going on here? Could he really not have noticed that he'd lost his invisibility?
残機三下六根少女、残機三下六根少女。
He's gone.
ミド、回避。また来る。
村正。
Well, that was weird.
損害は。
警備。でも楽観しないで。急に攻撃から遊びがなくなった。
His attacks come in rapid succession. The first truly serious offensive that the Fuma chieftain has unleashed. Uramasa's right. He's not playing anymore. No, more than that. He's desperate. But why the sudden change?
なぜ急に。
ミド、
今のが致命的な失敗だったからだ。
つまりはそういうこと。
え？
His stealth system on the fritz. Analyzing the situation, Minato Kageaki. But analyzing, yeah. What? Huh? Words? Analyze the situation, Minato Kageaki. Okay, it wasn't analyzing, it was analyzed. He's talking to himself. First, the sudden boom from the mountain. A loud noise. But that was all. Even if it shook the ground, that could not have affected Gassan up here in the sky. If Gassan became visible at that very moment, and without his realizing it, why? If the noise startled him into dropping his shinogi, the outlaw of Soshu bulk at a sound, there's no chance he would not have noticed. But if he was not surprised, then there is no reason for shinogi to have failed. Was it like the sound wave fucking blasted his stealth off? What? A paradox. I didn't skip anything, did I? No. Here. The truth is here. I can feel it. What is it? I just had one more piece. Oh, he's blowing her back out, Minato. Is it not enough? Will I never reach her? Am I doomed to fail here? Death is the fate of the warrior, yes, but it's too soon. I do not deserve that escape.
お前は熱源探査に専念しておけ。余計な資料は無用。
ミド、ガッサンとは手話にあるレーザーのこと。
知っている。誰もそんなことを尋ねてはいない。
What is there some trick?
ガッサンは手話三山の手法なの。
Uh-huh.
それがどう
Three mountains?
ガッサン信仰はガッサンだけで完結しない。羽黒山、湯殿山と合わせて一つの信仰になる。
Okay, yeah, they're a little trifecta there, but not alone. Three together.
つまり。
ええ。けれど、それがどこかとなると。
見晴らしの良い場所だ、村正。そうでなければ術を施せない。そして、妖術の解けるきっかけになったとおぼしき先の拷問。俺はどこで発した？
What, does he have like two fucking lackey units that just apply the field? Considering the evidence, Gassan is incomplete on its own. A change in the mountain disrupted his shinogi. He did not realize that it had failed. It requires an impossible supply of energy. All points to one conclusion. Gassan's Kinchojo lashes out at us. Still untraceable. Ignore it. He's not my concern now. I drop, pitch, and dive. Gravity aids my descent. Even the faster Gassan will have difficulty catching up at this speed. He pursues all the same, of course. I feel his malice stabbing into the soles of my feet. Here he comes. The fury of the glancing blow turns my gut to ice. No doubt his attack could have finished us, if it had landed true. Just now, I felt Muramasa's warning before her voice reached my ears. Thus, I was able to effect an otherwise impossible evasion. Now there's nothing between us and the two mountains supporting Gassan.
Muramasa, 山頂周辺に熱源探知。
了解。社の裏手よ。そこに2機。
I have them. Two Musha by the old altar. Haguro and you don't know. Sure, that's how I pronounce it. They were the trick behind the Kirigakure. Two Musha applying the shinogi to Gassan while hidden on the ground. This explains everything. Gassan's cloak was accomplished by two Musha working in concert. It is likely that one shinogi's blocks light, while the other distorts radar. Gassan's incantation wasn't a shinogi trigger, but a signal to his allies. The two grounded Musha focused solely on their shinogi, while Gassan spent his energy solely on flight. This explains this absurd duration of his invisibility. Three Musha forming a single invincible warrior, just as the three mountains of Dewa form one divine entity. If the duel between Yagenta and the prefect had not shaken the mountain and broken their concentration, thereby causing the lapse in Gassan's invisibility, we likely never have defeated them. The Musha on the mountain surely did not expect the battle to go this way. Their distress is apparent. A moment of hesitation, and they turn to flee. too late. Once, twice, I swing my sword, catching each Musha in the back. There is no other foothold on this cramped mountain peak, and the slope is too steep and sudden. Helpless to resist, the two are sent tumbling all the way down to the base of the mountain. A fall like that isn't enough to kill a Musha, however. Gassan dives upon us in a panicked fury. His illusionary veil is gone, leaving him visible to the naked eye. Without his comrade's support, the ancient Gassan is just like another Musha. There's nothing to fear from him now. My Atari howls, and we rise to meet him.
村正はその程度か。そう問うたわね。ガッサンのして。この程度よ。
A sword to the gut!
無念から我が馬天運尽きておったか
Yeah, explode!
唾よ、ミド。
Ooh, cool. As the pieces of Gassan scatter on the wind, the guard of Muramasa's Nodachi returns to us.
これで2つ。
ああ。村正、
何ミド。
今回は助けられた。俺の被災をお前が補った。お前の助言がなければ。
Yeah, sorry, I guess you're not just a tool after all.
だが、今後は無用だ。
So stubborn.
いいえ。無用なんかじゃない。ミド、あなたこそ。何も考えなければいい。
まだ片付いてはいない。行動へ急ぐ。
ええ。
Yeah, that was a big explosion. You good? Oh, I guess not.
刀の前に立ったりしたら死ぬに決まってんだろうが。
Oh yeah, now that you mention it.
そいつは知らなんだ。
喋るな。今手当てする。こんなもん出血さえ止めればどうってこと。
I don't know, I can't really see where that stab is, but
いや、
it's quite a bit of blood.
撃てからもう一つ教えようか。
なわけねえだろ。あんた死んだことあんのか。ないだろうが。
Yeah, you can kind of feel it.
自分が死ぬかどうかなんてわかるわけねえだろ。
おお、なるほど。
It's like your brain just knows, like, oh, that's bad. That's like really bad. Oh fuck. Oh jeez.
言う通り。ジョーは正しいことしか言わない。
Is that my blood on the ground? Not in my body? Uh-oh.
思い出すわ。
じいさん。
ジョー、逃げなされ。撃てには構わず。
バカ言うな。
いやいや、ジョーの言う通り、撃ては死なぬでな。大丈夫。
人の上げ足取ってんなよ。そんなざまで。あーくそ。じじばばってのはこんなんばっかりか。
Because they're way smarter than you.
そりゃあそうよ。若い者をからかうのだけが老人の楽しみという。
Hey, at least this means Minato doesn't have to do the dirty work and kill him.
だから口聞くなっての。
Just, you know, means he's
今担ぐからちょっと立って。
kill the kids, I guess.
無理か。くそ。なんか人を運べるもの。
ジョーよ。こいつをやろう。
あ、なんだよこの棒切れ。
Hey, yo, you getting a power up? Let's go.
何？お守りのような
Is this your hero origin story?
それを持ってさあ行かれい。
行かれいっていけるか。
One with a heart of justice such as yours, it will truly awakened you.
いやいや、無用よ。どうやら残念だが、今回は
Really talking a lot for
腕
dying guy,
の
huh?
方が正しかったらしいわ。
何言ってんだよ、じいさん。
いろいろあった。この50年。最後が一姫の形見に見取られてとは。
Good consolation
妨害
prize.
の幸。うては果報者であった。果報者であったよ。ありがとうな、ジョー。
じいさん。
今行く一姫。
Alright, you better die like immediately after this, otherwise it's gonna be real embarrassing.
誰もさっさと参れ。
And if he's still lying over there, you know, pick up a big rock and just hit, you know, Ukyo on the head, you know, speed up the process.
じいさん、じいさん。おい、散々勝手なことだけ言って勝手に死ぬなんてありか。おい、目開けろよ。
Well, at least he was able to die with his eyes closed instead of like one of those people who just dies, you know, just staring vacantly. You know, it's a little more dignified.
一姫、
六原。
お前をもらう。
ざけんな、この。
お前が欲しかった。どうしても欲しかったんだ。
A pathetic simp.
どうしても、どうあっても、かつては迷った。だが、今は迷わぬ。一姫、この手で、その命をもらい受ける。
死ぬのか、死ぬのかよ。
No, you just gotta power up.
ここでこんな野郎に、ばあさんの友達を殺した野郎に、私の目の前で殺した野郎に、私も殺されるっていうのか。
お前は俺のものだ。
Well, that's one
殺
way
してしまえばもう
to
誰
do
も
things.
お前に触れられない。
なんでだよ。なんでこのじいさんが死ななきゃならない。なんでこの野郎は勝手絶頂にしてられる。なんで私はじいさんを守れない。なんで私はこの野郎を
Because you
倒
don't
せ
have
な
a
い。
cool henshin yet.
私は一条、まっすぐに一条の正道を生きるように、そう願いを込めてばあさんと父様がつけてくれた名前。私は一条、綾音の一条なのに、私の行くべき正道がこの世にはないのか。
Then forge your own.
この世に正義はないのか。
Very dramatic lines, you know, to be talking to yourself about.
死ねえ、一姫。
ちくしょう。誰？
The hero.
赤い
Not that you would say that.
鎧飛んでるよな、私。じゃあこれ剣か。六原、それがなんで私を。
おります。
え？
Hey, don't bite your tongue.
どうか暴れずに。この高さでも落下すると危険です。
はい。
Oh, really? A fall from any height could be fatal. You just gotta hit your head wrong.
なあ、あんたまさか。
この道をふもとまで駆け下りてください。お急ぎよ。これより六原大官、長坂右京の
Yep,
討
don't want
伐
to catch
を
a, you know, stray sword blade to the neck.
討伐って。
言ってください、綾音一条さん。 その女のようにまっすぐ。
わかった。行くよ。
Okay, bye.
貴様、若造。一身上の都合により。
I scan the area. Before me stands Nagasaka Ukyo in his damaged Tsurugi, and behind him is a small shape on the ground. Yugenta. The blood pool surrounding his body tells me that he is dead.
だが、今の己は、ただの怒りに任せて刃を奮いたき衝動に駆られている。貴様が、貴様などに。
Well, it's already gone, so it's a little late for that.
絶望せしこの瞬間を奪わせるか。
ミド、急いで。あの剣。
No, not his egg.
何？
The prefect leaps back, then turns and makes a break for the mine. He must have realized that he was at a disadvantage in the open. No matter, there's no time to pursue.
村正、山ごと潰す。
了解。
エンチャント、エンディング。吉野音流合戦霊法、雪崩が崩し。
Sure.
レールガン、脅し。
And then it's, you know, it's one of those scenes where, you know, the screen's all white and he's just line art, and then the line art, you know, gets blasted away. Well,
敵機殲滅。
来た。
cool.
闘神か。だが、全部ではないな。
ええ、
Just a chunk.
3分の1くらいね。
この村で撃つべき敵は全て撃った。戦闘
Woo, we did it!
終了する。
Save the village.
了解。じゃあ、次よ。
Time to clean up. All loose ends.
戦闘の次。殺戮を始めましょう。ミド。
But why? Why, Muramasa? Why we gotta kill them all?
深い穴を落ちてゆく。これで。
Yep. You're fucking dead.
くだらぬ生涯で一姫やげんだ。なんだこれは。
Yeah, what? Hello?
光。いや、これは。なんといたのか、貴様は。本当に。
All right, what big dramatic revelation you're having as the synapses in your brain are dying?
なんとしたこと。おらぬと思うておったに。いてもつまらぬ石くれであろうとやげんた。一
Well,
姫。
you find God in your final
見
moments?
よ。俺の負けじゃ。我が
At least you're able to laugh about it.
我が戦い乾杯じゃわ。
I'm happy for you.
あらあら大変。ばあや、また同じところに戻ってましてよ。
But with that, that is where we're going to end it here for today. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys all next time for the next episode of Full Metal Daemon Muramasa, where we will pick up with, I guess, going around and killing everyone because they saw him and they know he's here. And I don't know, I don't know the mechanics of why Muramasa needs to kill everyone now, but they do. So we'll find out next time. Catch you guys there. Later. Bye.